Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of Podtacular. This time we're doing a video podcast. And with me, I have up on the right-hand side, Brent Gamer.
Hey.
And up on the left-hand side, I have Beat to the Ryan, Bryan Newman.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm doing all right.
It's late on, well, now it's early on a Friday morning. 20 past midnight. And Brent and I just got done recording a podcast with Greg over the bulletin. And in the middle of the show, Greg found out something about the bulletin that made us halt for about 20 minutes. Yeah. So we found some hidden text when you go and highlight after each section. So if you've detected an awkward pause in the middle of the podcast, that's what it was about, because we found this thing and we were like, oh my God, what did we just find? So we're putting this on YouTube, and on the video, I will put up a description or the full text of what we saw. I'll put it scrolling right now. And we're going to talk about that for about 20, 30 minutes, hopefully not any longer than that, and kind of go into what we think it means. I've only read through the first 6 books, so I know Bryan Newman is a lot more into the external fiction than I am, and I'm not sure how much you are, Brent, as well. But we're going to take a look at this, see what we think, and hopefully we can dissect this for you guys, and you guys can provide your own feedback on what you think as well. So, first things first, we have the sender and the recipient. We have the sender as Codename Surgeon, and the recipient is Codename Coalminer, which we've seen before in the Halo books. First instance of that is in Ghost of Onyx, and then from what I've been able to collect, there's been some other instances of these two names being used somewhere.
Yeah, it's been used several times. Bungie did a really cool thing with Coalminer and Surgeon before Halo Reach came out, where they put it up on their website like it was a data drop. I think 343's done some similar stuff with the same characters, and it was how they got the Spartan 3s of Noble Team out of their suicide operations and how they formed Noble Team. So it's been used several times. The big deal behind Coalminer and Surgeon is that for the longest time we've always thought that Surgeon was Colonel Ackerson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this message here seems to take place post Halo 3, and I guess spoiler alert, Colonel Ackerson is dead.
Yeah.
He died in one of the Halo comics. I think it was Uprising. So it could be somebody using his name, or using the codename Surgeon, or very well could be that we were wrong about Surgeon being Ackerson the entire time. And we've always thought for a really long time now that Coalminer was probably Chief Petty Officer Mendez or Kurt, one of those two. But Kurt is dead, so more spoilers.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people have read the books or not. So sorry, guys. But
my heart was broken when I saw him make that sacrifice. I'm like, no, well, there was like 2 or 3 pages before getting to that. I'm like, I know what you're gonna do. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. And then when I finally saw him, I'm like, you motherfucker.
You know what? And here's the thing: he could have survived that too.
I know. It's like just step in. There was time left. It's
that wasn't necessarily the thing. It was the fact that he was wounded anyway, right? It was the deal was that he had chosen his SPI armor over his Mjolnir armor, and if he had chosen his Mjolnir armor, he would have done much better. But again, he died a great death. Good for Kurt. Kurt was.
But he had a way out. It was almost like a pointless death. Almost. Yeah. Not quite, but...
You know what? Kurt is probably the best Spartan in all the books. That was a shame to see him go, because there's no real book leader. Master Chief's a cool character, but he's not really a great book guy. Fred is kind of cool, but, again, he's not great for books. Kurt was the best possible Spartan
he was.
to use in the books. He was just the best character. Just the guy that you could really empathize with the most. And it didn't work out.
Well, and the interesting thing about Kurt was he made some of his decisions based off of just feelings that he got, not just straight intuition that you would get out of a normal combat scenario. He really got in touch with feelings and sensing when things got wrong, when things went wrong or felt wrong, And that was one of the things where, if you've read Ghost of Onyx, you know Chief is like, tell me whenever something like that happens again, because he had very good intuition, very good feeling for when things did not seem right.
Yeah.
And I think that plays really along really well with the book. And he's, out of all the Spartans, he's probably one of the more human of all the Spartans in the books that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely the best character. But I mean, so there was a long time there where we thought it was possible that he could be Coalminer. It's probably Mendez. But
I would think
I think Ghost of Onyx. I think Coalminer made a reference to Kurt. So I mean, it would probably be Mendez. But looking at this document here that was hidden in BS Angel's update, it says classification 11th hour 1 out of 5. Subject aftermath. And then if you look down a little bit further, it shows a xenomorphic element 2 out of 5, then martial element 3 out of 5, and 4 out of 5, and so on. So this is probably, I guess, data drop 1. And we are, what are we at now? We are at 5 weeks until Halo 4 launches.
So
this is perfect.
Well, the thing is, we only have 4 bulletins left.
4 bulletins. Okay.
Well, 4 including this one. Sorry.
4 include. Well, I mean, they could do one post Halo 4 launch because, I mean, if you keep in mind, Silentium doesn't come out until after Halo 4. The last episode of Forward Unto Dawn doesn't come out until a couple days after Halo 4. So it could be very well tied up into that. And it just could week after Halo 4.
Well, it's just weird, at least from the out of 5 things in the document, is they already have the 2, 3, 4, and 5 below. So I'm wondering if those would necessarily be like attachments, because the 2, 3, 4, and 5 are supposed to be attached reports that they send along. So I'm wondering up in the 1 to 5 if there's something that's supposed to be along with that as well.
Yeah, very well.
That's another possibility. And Brent, you actually brought this up when we were talking earlier about 11th hour being kind of like the doomsday end all be all. This is kind of your last moment to really get your shit together, kind of thing. And then the 2 through 5 down below, the xenomorphic, the primogeniture, and all the other things really seem to be indicant of maybe they're talking about flood in this case, because they seem to be characteristics that are referencing the flood. And if we look back, what we did at the Ark in Halo 3 was just eradicate the local infestations. So there's still flood throughout the galaxy, and that's pretty much the bigger war that the Prometheans and Forerunners were fighting before we finally came back and evolved to where we can find the Halo rings again. So with Oni and their spooks, maybe they've been studying the flood while we've been off fighting this Covenant war.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely been studying the flood. Actually, they've probably got a wealth of information on the flood now. Because post Halo 3, they don't do a very good job of explaining this in the books. There's some expanded content stuff in the re-releases of the first 3 books that if you read the stuff in the back, they have a little bit more information on it. But Oni and the kind of the remnants of the Covenant, they're in the middle of almost an arms race to control the remaining Halos. And I mean, there's going to be more flood on those Halos, presumably, because that was one of the purposes of Halo. I mean, to defeat the flood, obviously, but also to store and research the flood.
Right.
I mean, Frankie put it a really good way. One of the biggest questions, in all of Halo is, well, wait a minute, if the flood was extinct, why save flood on Halo rings? That kind of defeats the purpose. Well, I mean, it's the same reason that we have strains of Ebola saved in the CDC in Atlanta. Exactly.
Yep.
So. Excuse me.
It goes off the same principle, yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. So on a bit of a bigger scale, but yeah, I mean, you got to study them and see, because I mean, they could come back eventually because they were, they weren't from the galaxy. So I mean, there's always the risk that they'll come back. But looking at that, yeah, the numbered bits here in the transmission, yeah, I could see that. Definitely that one there, martial element, that definitely refers to the colonies, because martial, I guess we can take that to mean martial law.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that's probably referring to just any surviving colonies, any rebel forces that might still be out there, any of the insurrectionists. They're definitely going to want to get them under control.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of poked at least out at us when we were reading through it, I don't know how you kind of took it, but the Machiavelli quote.
Yeah.
So it's the Romans, foreseeing troubles, dealt with them at once, and even to avoid war, would not let them come to a head, for they knew that war is not to be avoided, but is only put off to the advantage of others. So I'm wondering if this is also kind of a reflection back to the Forerunners, and then since they were not able to defeat the Flood, it's just trying to keep them at bay because the war is going to be inevitable again for us. So it's like, do we...
Well, I don't think
if it's talking about the Flood, that is.
I doubt that they're talking about Flood in that situation, in that specific thing, referring to the quote. If you read Glasslands and Thursday War, they get into that. I don't want to spoil anything for you because I know you're not up there yet.
Not quite. Getting there.
Yeah, I'm not. They're okay. They're not bad. I just finished Thursday War the other day. It's all right. But that directly refers to events in Thursday War in particular. I mean, it is the quote behind it itself. It's meant the whole meaning of it is, hey, there's going to be a war regardless. We might as well just jump the gun on it right now, have the advantage, be the winners. Yeah, I mean, because the longer we wait, that just gives our enemies more time to amass their resources.
So is this more talking about the Covenant?
Yeah, I think this is very specifically talking about the elites.
All right. So this might also play into the conflict of why they're still fighting us, or why there's these certain sects. Because I'm assuming the Arbiter and his gang of elites are probably still on our side. It's just these rogue sects of Covenant that did not jump on board with the idea of working with humans.
Well, would you like me to go into it a little bit?
Sure.
I mean, I can. Okay.
I mean, spoilers for me is like, don't really care.
Okay.
So.
Well, I mean, it's not.
Unless you have something. I mean, unless Brent, you don't want anything spoiled.
No, I don't care. Go ahead and spoil.
Okay.
I mean, there aren't even really huge spoilers because I mean, it's something that you think any rational government would do. Mm-hmm. And that is, there's actually a huge discussion on halo.bungie.org about it. I was in the minority in this line of thinking. A couple people called me out on it. It was a fun conversation.
It's your own opinion. You're entitled to it, right?
No, absolutely. It was a fun conversation, though. And that is, I kind of side with Oni on this. Oni starts a bit of a campaign to split the elites up. We are funding both sides of the elite war. You see the Arbiter.
Really weird, but okay.
I'm sorry?
That sounds a little odd, but okay.
Okay, well, what's going on is there's two primary factions. There's the Arbiters group, and then there's the anti-human, anti-Arbiter group. Arbiter isn't necessarily pro-human, but he's, all right, we're cool. We're cool buddies. But Oni looks at this and says, all right, let's fund both of these groups, and let's have both these groups fight each other. Let's sit back and watch it happen, which is great. That is what governments do that today.
Yeah, now, it's typical government play.
Now that can come back to bite you in the ass. That can happen. I mean, that's what America did that in the 1980s with Osama bin Laden. So, I mean, yeah, that can come back to bite you in the ass, but if done right, pretty brilliant. Well, that's what they're doing right now. And I can see where that Machiavelli quote is coming from. Is all right, we need to jump the gun on this right now. We cannot let because the elites have been kind of shat on in this. They got the rough end of the stick because with the elites, they were the military arm of the Covenant for 2,000 years. They were not doctors. They were not engineers. And when I say engineers, I don't mean the aliens. I mean like engineers. They did not grow their own food. I mean, they relied entirely on labor from the Covenant. They relied entirely on the actual aliens engineers, on grunts, on jackals, for trade, transportation, everything. I mean, they are 100% a purely military outfit. They're kind of like, ancient Spartan Greece. Well, after the war, they're not part of the Covenant. Hey, they've got nothing. They don't know how to grow food. They don't know how to fix their ships. Because they've lost the engineers, they don't know how to do anything. So this is the point where humanity is, well, hey, we're in charge now because we can do that stuff. And especially with the bringing in of the Infinity Warship, the tables have turned in humanity's favor. But they do explain who the Covenant faction is that we're fighting in Halo 4. That is a third faction that arises from a very particular elite named Jewel Madama, if I'm saying that name correctly. They've got silly names.
Oh, is that why they named that first terminal that?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that is he's a main character in Glasslands and Thursday War. He is the leader of I guess they're called the Storm Elites or the Storm Covenant.
Okay.
Fact. So that pretty much explains it, and that's where that Machiavelli quote is going. Is Oni is saying, all right, time to let's get our shit in gear. Let's make sure that genocide never happens again, or at least human genocide. We'll
Yeah, we don't care about the other races, do we?
Whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, screw them.
Let them die.
Typical human fashion. Yeah. Gotta love it.
Well, it's tough to argue against. I mean, it's a pretty good plan.
Mm-hmm.
It goes wrong, of course, because there's one very particular stupid person in Thursday War who does something dumb. But I mean, if you can avoid letting stupid people be in charge of certain things, then that kind of plan would go all right. But as said, the idea of funding your enemies, that whole "the enemy of my enemy is my friend" thing, that does come back to bite you eventually if you do it wrong.
The enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
Yeah.
So let's fund them all.
That's what they do, and you know what? It is actually one of the. It's a really fantastic scene in Thursday War where they decide to test out Infinity's engines for the first time and see what Infinity can do. Really, it's one of the most exciting things I've actually ever read in any of the Halo books. Is this big elite civil war that's going on? I would love to see a video of that in terminal form, just the fighting that's going on and the particular conversations between some characters going on in Thursday War. I would really love to see something going on from that specific segment, but I don't think we're going to see that. So.
Okay. And once I get those books read, we'll talk about it. I got 3 weeks to read all 4 books, so I can do it. It's just a matter of finding the right time to do it.
It is a matter of perseverance because Cryptum is.
Well, I have 6 hours this week. Well, depending on how long it takes me to upload stuff, but I have potentially 6 hours this week to work on it during my plane or my train rides. So
they're long books. The remaining Glasslands and Thursday War, I think those are 450 pages apiece. I think, and they're long. They're Halo books.
Cryptum is about 320, pretty big text.
Yeah,
I started reading it, but the writing style is very different. Very different.
Kind of like reading a Lord of the Rings book. You know, it's not the right kind of English that we're necessarily used to. It's a very different writing style, and Greg Bear is trying to describe all these amazing alien Forerunner things that we've never ever seen. So that's like trying to explain colors to a blind man.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. Because I just started reading it just to see what it was like, and I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be interesting to read.
I might get some hate for this, I don't know, but Cryptum is great. Primordium is, I don't know how many pages Primordium is. Is Primordium 400 some odd pages? Primordium is 350 pages of walking and 50 pages of payoff at the very end. The last 50 pages of Primordium are great. The lead up to it, not so much. So it's this
perseverance, right?
Perseverance, exactly.
All right. Well, I've finished up reading through the Coal Protocol last weekend, so we're actually doing a show about this on Tuesday. I think this video will be up before then, so hopefully we'll have some good discussions. It's going to be Brian, me, and Grim, and Brent. If you've read all the first 6 books, you're more than welcome to come on as well. And we're just going to have a chit-chat about all the things that have gone on in the books, kind of. Most of them surround the events leading up to the Halo series as we know it, Halo 1, 2, and 3. The evolution of Chief, and there's a mouse running around in my apartment. And how we get some story behind Johnson and how he's gotten involved with the Covenant War, how he was there at the very beginning of it. And then we see how the Coal Protocol kind of goes into effect. And I know a lot of people don't like The Flood as a book, but I like the side stories that are talking about the things other than Chief's part.
Oh yeah, if you cut out all the Chief parts, it's a really good book.
Yeah, so we'll be touching on topics in all 6 of those books, I'm sure. So make sure you guys tune into that one. It's going to be quite a show. Hopefully it's not too long. I know we say we're going to try to keep it down to a certain time frame, and we usually double it. So we'll see what happens. Brian's like, what have I signed myself up for?
No, because what I'm sitting here thinking is, you know what? I mean, I will sit there and probably talk for a majority of it. You guys need to be like, Brian, shut the fuck up. Let somebody else talk.
No, Grim's been a big offender of that kind of stuff too. So
Oh, dude, I'll fight Grim next time I see him. I'll fight.
I'm sure you'll stand up to him quite well.
Grim, this is a challenge to you, Grim. Next time I see you, we're fighting. We're gonna do it.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be the facilitator. I don't know how I feel about that too much.
Dude, I'm taller than Grim. I can take him.
I'm taller than both of you guys. I can take both of you. The only person I can't take out of our group is Claude, because he and I are the same height.
You're not much taller than me. Come on now. You and Claude are like an inch and a half taller than me.
No, not that much taller, no.
Not that much. Not that much.
But, I have weight, though.
I got that on Grim, so it'll be all right.
Grim's just small in general.
No, I mean, Grim's a great guy.
No, he's fantastic. He does great work over there at HBO, and he's a lively charcher.
I wouldn't call it great work, but more like mediocre puns.
if you've had the privilege to go to PAX or something, or seen him at some kind of event, you know what he's like.
Oh no, Grim is the greatest guy in the entire world. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's a great guy to be with, but be ready for a few. Whoa, where'd that come from? Kind of moments with Grim.
Get nipple protectors.
All right.
Or is that just me? Am I the only one?
No. There's some other things I'd be concerned about, but that's one of them, I guess. Yes. So.
Oh, this we should rename this the Trash Grim podcast.
But we only do it because we love him. That's why.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why. Brian's video just froze.
I hope it froze in a flattering pose and not like me blinking.
You're smiling very awkwardly.
Nice. Well, cut that out then.
Oh, it's in the middle of the show. We can't exactly just cut.
You just take like a picture of Nathan Fillion and just cut it out, just post it around me. It'll be fine.
Well, we're pretty much done, unless you guys have anything else you want to touch up on. You can probably
not really.
You can probably stop and start your video again, and it'll probably fix it.
Okay, here. Let me try. That do it?
It's your icon at the moment. Video hasn't popped back up yet.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. But I mean, there really wasn't too much information to extrapolate out of that bit of text that we got today. But thank you, BS Angel, for giving us that, because that was just a very awesome way to deliver it. This is actually not
just
the first.
A sneaky way to put it in there too. It's like, wasn't expecting that.
Well, this isn't the first time they've done data drops before, but when they did data drops before, they called them that. They had their own page. But I mean, I'm glad that we're getting to see more out of Coalminer and Surgeon, because those two really, I mean, they've been very important to the Halo books now for going on almost 6 years now. I'm really just happy to see. All right, we're seeing them again. It does answer some questions clearly. Well, I don't want to say clearly, because I mean, it could very well be that somebody has taken over Ackerson's position as Surgeon. Could be somebody who's using the same pseudonym. I mean, it very well could be that it wasn't Ackerson the entire time. So who knows? But I mean, that's a good. It's not necessarily an answer, but it's close to an answer. I'll give it a half answer.
Yeah. Well, the data drops that 343 initially did were to clear up the fiasco with Reach not matching up with the books.
Nothing will clear that up.
No, nothing. I know the game is supposed to be more canonical than the books are, but in my opinion,
that's not true.
The books came first. They're the ones that are right.
Yep.
I mean, if we want to do that,
that's just how I feel.
I mean, the Fall of Reach, the book, came out a month before Halo 1 did. So I mean, that book even has some seniority on the games themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally like to think of Eric Nyland kind of halfway created the Halo universe, and I like to respect what he did. At the same time, it was Bungie's game. It was their universe. Yeah. They have all the rights.
But he's pretty much the foundation of the extended universe for Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to accept, though, that The Fall of Reach is not it's an outdated novel. And, I mean, there's some things of it that we can take and keep. We can, I mean, Master Chief's origins, yeah, those are the same. But, I mean, basically everything from Master Chief's, I guess we'll talk about this more on Tuesday, but everything from Master Chief events on Reach, it didn't happen.
Right.
So, it's all right. I mean, we can get past it. There are some HBO folks who can't. I don't know if you've gone to HaloReachIsNotCanon.net. Have you heard of that yet?
Mm-mm.
No, I have not.
it's a running gag on HBO. Whenever something is not canon, we attach this is not canon.net, and Halo Reach is not canon.net is the big one.
All right.
That video still didn't come back yet.
No, and it actually just blacked out on Xvid, but it's back now, at least on the recording side of things. It's all right though. We got you for the most part, I guess.
You can just Photoshop. I mean,
try turning it off for like 30 seconds and then turn it back on afterwards.
Oh well, that's all right.
Oh well, it's our first one, so there's bound to be bugs, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not me doing like a creepy perv smile or something on accident. I mean, like how bad is this weird smile?
It would have been Brent. It would have been epic if that just froze on your screen.
That would have been great. Just
yeah, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
All right, I'll live with it then.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, just wanted to kind of touch base on that with you guys out there, since it was something that we noticed. Don't know how many other people noticed it as well. But if you guys have any thoughts about this, let us know. Submissions@podtacular.com, and we will probably see this again in the next bulletin, maybe in some other headline news that they put up on Waypoint. And who knows? It's getting close enough to where they could drop some just major secret stuff that people like only Bryan know, because I've read just about every piece of Halo fiction there is. So we will be keeping close tabs with Bryan and a few other people that we know that are really into the fiction of things, and kind of bring this news to you as it develops. So that's pretty much that. Thank you guys for...
Do you want to do a Halo 4 spoiler cast a week or so after it comes out? That'd be fun.
We'll probably do one.
Time into the books.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably do one.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I'd probably... I mean, it's my first time reading through the book, so I'm definitely not going to get everything. But
yeah, I mean...
I know you and Grim and a few other people...
We have them dedicated to memory, so it's all right.
Yeah. You guys are librarians. Living, walking librarians.
Oh, the librarian. Ooh. Read Cryptum and you'll get that one. But I mean, what I do actually, I've got this really cool thing is on my iPad, I've got the Kindle app, and they put all the Halo books on there. So I just buy all of them on Kindle. So I like at any given time, and that goes between your cell phone and your Mac and all that. So at any given time, I've got all the Halo books right there in a digital format without having to carry them around.
I just find it hard to read on a backlit screen.
Oh no, I agree. I'd prefer to have like a book, but I had to read the entire Thursday War digital because Amazon did not send me the book on day one. They shipped it on day one, but it did not arrive on day one. Apparently, they do not have a day one delivery policy on books, so that kind of sucks. So I had to read the entire Thursday War on iPad, which that is not an optimal reading experience, but I'll accept it.
At least you got to read it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I wasn't gonna wait 2 or 3 days to read the. Excuse me. Waiting.
It's like waiting to play Halo when it comes out. It's like, why wait?
Right? Yeah. Well, right. You know what? Apparently Mexico decided not to wait. I heard Halo 4 has been leaked in Mexico, according to HBO today. So watch
I know
out.
where I'm going.
Well, that mustache, they'll let you right across the border.
I know. I'll just slip right past them.
Well, actually, I saw someone on Facebook post a picture that they had Halo 4 today as well.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was just somebody just putting up a picture of the disc. I thought that was official. Was it not?
I think it's legit. I don't know if it's like
no,
official.
I was saying, was it official? I mean, it was a pretty looking disc. Disc 1 had had Master Chief on it. Disc 2 had a Cryptum on it, which was really cool.
Well, I went back in the box set that they have from the limited edition. They have the 2 discs that look kind of like they're sitting out, and it's what the images would be for the disc, so it matches up.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying they're fake. I mean, I saw that picture today, and I didn't know if I didn't read into it. I just saw it. I didn't actually click to find out. I didn't know if that was a Microsoft employee showing that, or if somebody had actually gotten.
Oh no, he's I'm not sure if this is the same picture you saw, but it's Danny Pena, who's over at Gamertag Radio. He's one of the bigger general gaming podcasts, and he posted that picture.
Okay.
So
I saw it on Facebook today, so it was just a
yeah, it was
quick...
on Facebook.
That might have been it. Was it Halo fan page or whatever? What's that Halo fan page? The big group. Oh God, I don't even know what they're called. Doesn't matter.
I don't do Facebook that much, so I don't know fan pages that well.
There are a handful of big Facebook fan pages that I like them a lot. They do a pretty good job of keeping updates and all that stuff.
Nice.
Problem is they update a little bit too much. It's when you get 20 or 30 updates from them in a day. And I'm actually sitting here looking for it right now. It's right when I'm sitting here talking about, oh, hey, they update too much. I can't find the damn thing. So,
of course, right? When you need it most.
Yeah, when I need it most, step it up, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
I personally like Twitter, but that's just me.
The history of Halo. That's who it is.
All right.
How many likes do they have? They're a cool group. I like them a lot. They've got 7,000 some odd likes, so they're cool.
Very nice. Very nice. Any last comments on this before we wrap up? Because it's almost 1 o'clock and I still need to pack.
Oh, good luck with that. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Has anybody made that joke?
Yes, actually they have.
Cut it then. Edit.
Too bad. The straight shot.
Oh, you know what?
The only thing I'm editing is the audio together.
Okay. I bet it was Grim who made that joke too.
No, it was. I mean, we've had that joke done on our voicemails when we used to do them.
Okay.
We used to have voicemails.
Yeah, we used to have listeners.
We have listeners.
Yeah, we do.
We got over 50,000 downloads on that Halo Council one. We have listeners, dude.
50,000, nice.
We need more listeners. I know we've got them, but
we need more.
If you're
listeners.
not listening, you need to start.
More listeners.
Ooh.
Can you still see our video?
Yeah, I can see yours. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I like that. More listeners, though. That was nice.
More listeners.
More.
I'm a hipster, so less.
Fun with Skype.
Yes, less listeners.
I was listening before it was cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Back then, we didn't have podcasts. We had radio. And you had to manually tune it. And we liked it.
Goodness. Having to manually tune a radio, my God. We there's an app for that now. It's called iHeartRadio. So no, we don't tuning a radio. My God.
Oh, that's funny. XM radio.
No,
I have a transceiver.
I'm really, really boring, and all I listen to is AM talk radio. So I'm very boring.
Talk radio.
It's like sports radio and NPR and whatever else is on the AM radio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not listening to NPR or any sports radio. No, I gotta sit there and listen to all my political talk radio. Nobody wants to hear about my political affiliations here.
Yeah, it's not very favorable on Podtacular either.
We should get Daft Link on to talk to you about that.
No, let's not do that.
Man, what's this story?
He is. I'm not going to go into it. Never mind.
He loves him some Michael Savage.
He does.
I haven't listened to Michael Savage forever, but yeah, I like Michael Savage. He's cool.
So
I don't get him. I don't get him on any of my channels. Actually, is he even on anymore?
I think he left or something. Something happened. I don't know.
Well, he's only got $1 bajillion at this point, so he's probably going to retire just fine. But yeah, it's been a long time since I listened to him. Oh well, nobody wants to hear about this.
No, not really.
No,
they want to hear about Halo, but we're done talking about Halo, so we'll do this
another
another night. We'll probably do this again when the next one comes up in the bulletin, which will be next week.
Yeah, well, we're doing our book talk on Tuesday. The bulletin's on Wednesday.
Right.
So, we'll get around to it.
We'll just do an impromptu ones, like, hey, the bulletin came out. You want to do a podcast?
That's cool.
And hopefully your camera doesn't crap out like it's doing right now for some reason, or it's probably just Skype.
You know what? I don't know, because the little camera icon on my computer is not green. Like, there's a little light that's supposed to come up when you're recording. So I don't know. Maybe I think it's on my end.
No bueno. We'll work it out next time. At least people saw you for like the majority of it.
Yeah.
Right. So, let us know what you guys think of this. Do you want to see more of this kind of stuff where we just talk video and post it up on YouTube? Maybe we'll start a new series. Let's leave us some comments. You can see Brent do that over and over again.
The overwhelming consensus will be less Bryan.
No.
You'll probably see it. You'll probably see a GIF of me from Bryan in the near future. Oh, I'm gonna regret doing that, aren't I?
Everybody loves gifts, Dustin.
Yeah, especially BS Angel gifts, because Nevin keeps on making them left and right.
Oh yeah, that's got to stop.
The jazz hands. Well, first it was the jazz hands. I forget what was next, and then he did one with Grim teabagging. I think it was Crazed one. I don't remember who he was teabagging, but it was at the Mod Mansion.
Have you seen that Kiki Wolfkill gif? Where she's like saying whatever, like over and over and over again?
No.
I don't think
it looks like she's saying whatever. I don't know. I saw it on NeoGAF once. It was pretty great.
Did you ever see the gif where do you remember the original campaign reveal for Halo 4? It was a Vidoc where they didn't show much. They showed a couple glimpses of Master Chief. I think it was before E3, and people were freaking out about something. I forget what it was, but people were just, of course, people always bitch and scream and yell. It wasn't a COD piece, but
was it the grenade pistol?
I don't know. Like I don't remember what it was. But there's this quick little glimpse in the video where Master Chief is in a warthog, and then he just turns and looks at you. And Frankie gifted that over, and it just said, "Deal with it." And it was just Master Chief turning, looking at you like really seriously. Deal with it.
I know those videos you're talking about. Did those come out before E3?
I think they did. Because E3 was the demo, and we had seen some gameplay footage before the demo. So yeah, that had to be pre-E3.
Okay, because it was just 3 clips.
I think it was more than 3 clips. It was the one where it was a Vidoc, but they had it was mostly talking, but they had some.
Never mind. There were 3 screenshots from it.
Yeah, like there was the one with Master Chief in the desert, the one with Master Chief at nighttime.
Yeah, and then the one with the Warhawk. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite Halo GIF I've seen so far. Just I love Frankie's caption. Go with it. Just deal with it.
Deal with it.
That is some fantastic PR there, Frankie. That's work.
They got the clever over there.
Deal with it. I would like to see that become Microsoft's corporate policy, frankly.
Just deal with it. Whatever.
Just deal with it.
We're done making non-Halo and Gears of War games. Deal with it.
Mr. Chief says deal with it.
Oh, man, Mr. Chief. That would be great to see that.
Mr. Chief says deal with it.
Oh, did you find that GIF?
Yes. I'm just looking on the Halo GAF page right now, just looking at all these GIFs.
Oh, boy.
God, it's the Master Chief. Oh, it's Master Chief Gungam. Damn it. You know what? I had lived a long and fantastic life before I saw fucking Gungam.
What's wrong with Gangnam Style?
I saw that video at PAX, and you know what, man? I was living a life of, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so true. So a buddy showed me that at PAX, and he's like, "Here, I need you to sit down and watch this." I'm like, "Okay." You tell you what, I'll watch this if you watch an episode of Arrested Development with me, because he'd never seen Arrested Development before. He was like, "Okay, deal." And we watched Gungam. I'm like, "Okay." So aside from this being the worst video I've ever seen in my life, you know how like there are just times where you're like, "Okay, I wish I could delete the past 10 seconds of my life."
Yes.
Like you can't unsee things.
Yes.
You're like, okay, if there's a delete button, God, let me access it right now.
Exactly. Yes.
Never happen. Anyway, so that's stuck in my mind. So, thank you, Brent, for adding to that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm going to dream about that tonight.
Quality internet video. Should I throw it up on the YouTube thing just so people can see what we're talking about?
I mean, it's up to you. You want to ruin them? Go for it.
You know what? You should make that my picture. As soon as my picture freezes, the video.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I could see that being funny.
This is a pretty good one.
You just see it over and over again over your face.
Not as good.
Not as good. What is this?
Not as good.
As good.
No, see, I like that one better because that's the elevator sequence. Did anybody see? They did I don't know if this is official or not, or if somebody just photoshopped this or what. But they did the elevator sequence for Gungam, but they made it a Wii U commercial.
No, I have not.
I briefly saw it on the internet the other day. It was just a quick glimpse. That was kind of funny.
That sounds a little weird.
Yeah, well, I love Nintendo's marketing decisions. Let's make our next video game console sound like an ambulance. Wii U, Wii U, Wii U.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we need to wrap this up. I need to get packed. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely like this video if you like the discussions we have. Subscribe to our channel. And if you like seeing this kind of video, let us know. We will probably do this again for, like I said, the other remaining transmissions, because we'll likely get some more. And yeah. Oh, and Bryan decides to make his return.
There we go. Just in time. Oh, did it freeze?
Nope.
There it is.
Nope. It didn't freeze. He's back. He's back.
On mine is freezing. It's chopping in and out. All right, sweet. Fantastic final.
He made it back at the end of the podcast.
Fantastic final goodbye. But yeah, no, again, because this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good time.
So we will definitely do it again next time. I'm assuming it'll be in the next bulletin. If not, we will be looking diligently for more of this stuff coming down the pipe.
All right, well, that was really awesome, though. I actually cannot wait for the next bulletin, because now like they got my curiosity piqued. It's like, all right, more Coalminer, more Surgeon. I can deal with that. All right.
It just means I need to read the books quicker.
I mean, don't ruin your experience by reading them like speed reading them.
Well, no, like I'll read them to enjoy them, but it just is like time allotment right now.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, the later Halo books, they're good, but they're not Nyland. And I got some flack the other day because I made a joke about Nyland being better than Shakespeare. I mean, if you've ever read a Shakespeare book, they're boring as hell. Or it's just Shakespeare play, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. I've read Midsummer's Night's Dream. That's the only one I've read, and that is like,
I tell you what, Much Ado About Nothing is hilarious, but that's about it. Anyway, so I got some flack for that the other day. I just made a joke about it. But no, those Nyland books are just absolutely incredible. Those are so much fun to read. You get they really are. I
wish he did more.
Yeah, I would kill for him to do more. I think he's stuck doing another series. I don't know what exactly he's doing. I know he did another series for a while, but I think he still works at Microsoft, so I don't know. I honestly have no idea what's going on. I know he did some Gears of War stuff for was it Gears 1, Gears 2? I don't know what.
Yeah, I know he did some stuff, but I would like to see him, if they do more books related around kind of the immediate story and UNSC stuff like that. I would want to see Nyland do it because he writes those very well. I'm not sure like the extended like where it's doing the Promethean stuff. I think that's probably better left to
Greg Bear.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I mean, Greg Bear's last Forerunner book is in January anyway.
Right.
Not to say that's his last Halo book. But I'm sorry, you've been trying to get us out of here now for 15 minutes.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't have a video limit on YouTube, so yeah.
But I mean, we can talk more about this another time. But I can't wait to see. Nyland has kind of he has a military mind, and I don't know if he's ever actually been in the military or not. But his books are, they're very military driven. They're great. And if he's never been in the Army before, then he did some great research on how to write an Army book or Navy. They're Navy books, excuse me. But
military books, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The Spartan 3s are Army, so suck it. Whoever decides to call me out on that. But he does a very
Marines, and then there's
no Air Force. So sorry Air Force or Coast Guard.
Yeah, no.
I want to see a book about the Coast Guard, the Sydney Coast Guard during the Battle of Halo 3, like during the Battle for Earth. That would be perfect.
Why Sydney?
Well, Sydney is where Oni is stationed. That is the I don't want to say that's the capital of Earth, but it seems that's the Oni's Oni's main location. Like Lord Hood is from there, or I guess Lord Hood's British, but Parangoski lives there. Like they get into it a little bit more in Glasslands and Thursday War, but like like how when pilots report back, they're Houston or whatever. Sydney is the equivalent.
Okay.
Alice, whichever one. So that'd be
nice.
Cool. I was just throwing out a big joke there about Coast Guard, but that would be kind of amusing. What's the Coast Guard during the? I'm insulting a bunch of Coast Guard guys, so let's stop right now.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys whenever we do this again.